Hi, I'm Richard Hill, and I've made a study of European cultures in the book called WeEuropeans. It's sold over 70,000 copies, and it's now available as an ebook on EuroPublications.com. Here's an extract. I quote, "Body language is part of every national stereotype. The Gallic shrug of the French, the formality of the Germans, the shuffling hands, palms upwards of the Italians, and so on. But it goes a lot further than that. Consider a particularly complex example of ethnic body language. The author Gerald Brennan says this of the Spanish: one of the rituals to which the foreigner in Spain must adapt himself is the friendly stroll. Watch two men of the middle classes taking one. They walk 10 paces and then, as the conversation warms up, stop and confront one another. Spaniards cannot converse, as the English do, with averted looks. They like to meet one another's eyes and watch the effect of what they're saying in one another's expressions." That's something I've witnessed, and it's impressive. Despite what Brennan says, the English also make eye contact when responding to serious conversation. We find it normal to make supporting gestures when somebody is trying to make a point in earnest debate. We're involved to the point that we feel encouragement is necessary. It's only afterwards that we realise we've given moral support to a viewpoint that we don't really subscribe to. And then we back off, and quite rightly, we're charged with hypocrisy. Take a discussion between an English person and a Swede. Out of courtesy, the Englishman or woman will watch intently when the Swede is speaking, but the Swede will only look at his English counterpart to check the effect of his words. When the English person is speaking, he or she will tend to look away, which means that they don't make eye contact at all during a conversation. How people use their hands can be particularly revealing. Sign languages are even more open to misinterpretation in the European South. The cheerful thumbs up sign of a British tourist means something very different to a Sicilian female or a Greek male. And a tug of the earlobe, which tells a Portuguese he's about to get something he'll appreciate, generally food, is also a nice way of telling a Spaniard he's a sponger. A Maltese, he's sneaky. An Italian, he's gay. And a Greek, he's going too far. And never put a raised hand palm forward anywhere near the face of a Greek. It will remind him of an old custom, mutsa, which I won't bother to go into here. Another rude gesture, of course, is the extension of the first and second finger, palm inwards, of the British. One's theory is that this goes back to the 100 Years' War. English longbowmen captured by the French in battle had the misfortune to have these two fingers cut off so that they could not practice their trade. On the next occasion, when lined up to do battle, the British extended their first and second fingers to signal to their enemies that they were able-bodied and that the French had better watch out. The journalist Peter Miller quotes some other examples. For the French, a right hand, limp from the wrist and waving furiously while pouting, is an instantly recognisable sign of a bad day or sympathy with somebody else's. The social psychologist Peter Collett cites the most extreme example of geographic differentials in body language. The frontier in this case is an Italian river, the Garigliano, which flows east-west just north of Naples. The people living on the north bank of the river indicate disagreement by moving their heads from side to side, just as most Europeans do. But the people on the south bank move their heads backwards and make clucking noises with a tongue, a gesture also common to Greece, Bulgaria and part of Turkey. The difference is explained by the fact that in classical times the southern Italian seaboard up to the Garigliano River was colonized by the Greeks. Collett points out that the richness of the Neapolitan gestural vocabulary owes much to the ancient Greeks. He also says that the Bulgarians have their own exclusive way of indicating agreement. To single yes, the head is wobbled from shoulder to shoulder. End of quote. To learn more, read the book.